In this video, we are going to talk about the third step of requirement engineering process, which is requirements documentation. Requirements documentation is a way of representing the requirements in a consistent format. So in the first step, we elicitate, which is nothing but gathering the requirements. You collect all the requirements from the customers, then analyze all these requirements. After analysis, we have to document the requirements. In the SDLC, software development lifecycle, we have seen the requirement analysis and specification as the first phase of SDLC, which produces SRS, software requirement specification document, as the output. So the SRS is prepared in the requirements documentation phase. So the requirements documentation phase will be preparing the software requirement specification. This will be serving many purposes depending upon who is writing it. It will be written by the customer, it will be written by the developer, and this SRS will be serving as a contract or an agreement between the customer and developer. All these points we have already discussed in SDLC. Now when you take the nature of SRS, the basic issues that will be addressed will be the functionalities, external interfaces, performance of the system, attributes, and the design constraints that are imposed on an implementation. All these issues will be addressed in the requirements document. Now if you take the SRS should correctly define all the requirements that are specified by the customer. All the requirements must be there in the SRS, and it should not describe any design details, because the requirements phase just describe what of the system, and it does not specify anything about how the system handles it. So no design details will be described here, and SRS should not impose any additional constraints also. So it is just to specify what are the requirements that are analyzed by the customer as well as the developer to understand the system properly. Now if you take the SRS, the good SRS has the following characteristics. Let me take another PDF where I have all these SRS neatly specified. Yeah. So these are the 3 points we have already seen. Let us see what are the characteristics of a good SRS. If I want to call an SRS as a correct SRS, it is correct if and only if every requirement stated there is one that the software shall meet. All the requirements that are specified in the SRS can be met in the software, can be defined in the software, can be designed in the software. Then you can call the SRS as a correct SRS. And the SRS must be unambiguous. When it will be unambiguous? If and only if every requirement stated therein has only one interpretation and multiple meanings specified. And instead of natural language, specification language can also be used in the SRS to overcome the unambiguousness. So there should not be any confusion in the SRS. If you are going to interpret any requirement, it is going to have only one interpretation. It must not have multiple meanings. If you have multiple meanings, all these things must be specified independently. Individually. Then the SRS must be complete. An SRS is complete if and only if it includes the following elements. What are the following elements? All the significant requirements must be there. whether related to functionality, performance, design constraints, attributes, or external interfaces. All the significant requirements must be specified here, and responses to both valid and invalid inputs must be specified, and full label and references to all the figures, tables, diagrams in the SRS, and definition of all the terms and units of measure. So if SRS contains all these three things, what are the three things? The requirements, the valid and invalid inputs, and all the tables, figures, etc. are labeled properly, and the definitions are also given, then you can call it as a complete SRS. Then an SRS is consistent if and only if no subset of individual requirements described in it conflict, like output format, colors, logical or temporal conflict. There is no inconsistencies or conflicts specified in the SRS, then you can say it is a consistent SRS. And the SRS can be ranked for importance or stability also. An identifier can be attached to every requirement to indicate either the importance or stability of that particular requirement. Also, degree of importance can also be specified. Say for example, when you are describing the requirements, in the requirements which is the higher priority requirement, which is the lower priority requirements, or what is the degree of importance of each and every requirement, that can also be specified, so that all the higher priority requirements can be designed first, then they can go for lower priority. Then you can say that SRS is ranked for importance or stability. Or an SRS is verifiable if and only if every requirement stated therein is verifiable. So if you specify a requirement, that requirement can be verified and validated, then you can say it is verifiable. Another one, SRS is modifiable if and only if the structure, scheme, style are such that any changes to the requirements can be made easily, completely and consistently while retaining the structure and style. Then it is called as the SRS is modifiable. And the next characteristic is traceable. An SRS is traceable if the origin of each of the requirement is clear, and if it facilitates the referencing of each requirement in future development or enhancement documentation. Backward and forward traceability is also available. So traceable means from where the requirement has come in, who proposed this particular requirement, and all the referencing for each and every requirement in future development or while enhancing. Backward traceability as well as forward traceability, everything is available in the SRS, then you call it as it is traceable. So these are the characteristics of SRS. It is correct, it is unambiguous, it is complete, it must be consistent, it can have ranking, it is verifiable, it is modifiable, it is traceable. These are the different characteristics of SRS. Let me go to see, these are the things we have seen. It is correct, it is unambiguous, it must be complete, it must be consistent, ranked for importance and stability, verifiable, modifiable and traceable. So totally you have 8 different characteristics that can be specified for a good SRS. We will discuss the documentation more in the next video.